Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Manny B, Investing in BI, and I wanted to take a look at a project video from DcSpark. They are the group behind Milkomeda C1, the Ethereum or EVM compatible sidechain on Cardano, bringing a lot of Ethereum applications, Ethereum dApps, to Cardano or ADA settlement on a sidechain on Cardano. So this is amazing technology, something that I've been waiting for as long as I've known about Cardano, and it's here. It kind of launched the beginning of this year. There were a few applications that we got to play with, and it's growing every month, every day. There's something new, and this is from a demo day presentation that included a number of different projects. I was specifically only interested in this one. So I figured I'd take a listen to it and see what's going on. Caro, Rossi, the CMO of DcSpark, is kind of leading the discussion here. It's about a 10-minute video. So I have not watched this before. So let's see what we have. They said it's a Q&A. Hopefully people have some good questions and we can have some good discussion around it.
First yield optimizer, right? In Milkomeda, again, many of you have heard about it, about Lemuria before. I'm going to invite this speech presentation of Lemuria is done by John, and later we're going to be joined by Nick.
John and Nick.
Hey there. We are Lemuria Finance, a yield optimizer on the Milkomeda blockchain. We let you...
Okay, so previously this was an undocumented project. It was anonymous, which I know is really scary for a lot of people. Anonymous projects don't build a lot of confidence with people, especially folks that have been in the Cardano space for years, and they've witnessed a lot of different rug pull projects and things like that. Typically the mantra on Cardano is like transparency, that thing that just kind of builds confidence. But a lot of projects, they like to be anonymous, for a number of different reasons. It's not all negative. There are really good reasons why you would want to be anonymous, but they also have to understand that with that comes a lot of doubt from potential customers, potential users of the dApp. So this is new. I didn't know any of the names of the people, but I do hang out in their chat. I do talk with them. So this is a first for me. I didn't not realize that they have at least put their voice to recording and released a name. Whether that name is real or not, yet to be seen, but this is good stuff.
Users invest and automatically compound yield across the entire Milkomeda ecosystem from a single dApp. So the problem that we're solving is that there are tons of great yield opportunities across Milkomeda, but typical for EVMs, they're spread out against different dApps.
So good point here. Multiple DEXs spreading liquidity between platforms. So that's very difficult. So it's hard enough to learn and understand how DeFi applications work, but it's even more difficult to use these apps, whether there are, a few of them, or, maybe you have 5 or 6 dApps that you're interested in using, and you go and you learn about these dApps, you use them, you get yourself involved with their smart contracts, and you start to take interest, start to yield. How do you keep up? How do you keep up with all of this? How do you know to go in every morning and take your rewards, or weekly and go take your rewards and execute contracts? It can get time consuming. You can get lost, and it just becomes difficult. So then a lot of people will just let the stuff just sit and compound, and then, oh yeah, I've got to go and pull these yields and figure out what to do with this interest that I'm getting. Well, this is a really cool app that seems to solve that problem by automatically doing it for you. So it takes the yields for you at the best times using algorithms, and then it rolls itself back into itself. So compounding your interest, and you continue to earn, and it does this automatically. Let's see what they have to say.
It's great to have decentralized development, but users still need the ease of managing their investments from a single place. Lemuria delivers the solution with investment strategies for the most competitive reward opportunities on Milkomeda. We automatically compound
set it and forget it,
allowing simple set it and forget it investing that can all be managed from a single place. What sets us apart from similar services is that our users earn the majority of platform fees. That's how we can offer such competitive yield. To do this, our vaults only take a 4.2% fee from profits.
More is less. Let's take a look at this. Lemuria Finance is a yield optimizer on Milkomeda blockchain. I do know that they are based on the Beefy protocol, which is like the Ethereum, because Ethereum is the first smart contract blockchain. And so a lot of this stuff originates. So the original code, it comes from Ethereum. This is all EVM stuff. So they're based on Beefy. Of course, they've changed some things. They've changed the code. They've added their flair to it. But it allows them to, they kind of take the more is less approach. They take less fees to give the users more. That would entice you to use them over others. Users earn the majority of the platform fees. Profits are taxed 4.2%. 23% of the tax is taken as a platform fee. 77% is sent to our rewards pool as WADA, so wrap data. Users will be able to stake Lemuria and earn this. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice.
23% of that is held by the platform as its profit, and the remaining 77% is sent to our user rewards pool in the form of wrapped ADA. Users will be able to stake the Lemur token to claim their share of this WADA. Let's talk about our competitive advantage. For one, we're protocol agnostic. Our dev team can make strategies for any reward opportunity deployed to Milkomeda. This means custom strategies for DEX farms, lending positions on.
All right, so these are some interesting and new kind of features that I'm learning about here. Protocol agnostic. Our technical team makes vaults for any new yield opportunities as they arrive on chain. And when they say on chain, we're talking about Milkomeda. Now, my question is, well, it's EVM, right? So if somebody develops something on Ethereum mainnet, it could be moved to Milkomeda, and once it's on Milkomeda, then they can utilize those platforms and create a vault and allow you to use this application with that. So that's interesting. So encouraging projects to move over to Milkomeda will greatly benefit you. New features. We are positioned to ship our own financial products and distribute yield through our existing platforms. Grow with ecosystem. We will grow in step with Milkomeda as a whole. Lemuria and its users benefit as every protocol grows, not dependent on specific projects for success. So if a project blows up, you're good. If a project fails, then that's okay. You can take your yield, whatever you have, you can take that and you can move it to another thing. So this covers everything. Governance. We have already added features per user requests. We will continue to grow according to what Milkomeda and its users want to see. I like it.
Money markets and margin positions on derivative platforms, just to name a few examples. We can integrate any protocol into our platform so that we become the main entry point to Milkomeda investing. Also, we grow with the entire ecosystem. Lemuria and its users benefit from any project's growth. We're not dependent on any one protocol for success. All of this actually positions us in a place to launch our own financial products as well. Since we know what new EVMs need to grow, we can deploy products that leverage our established brand.
Now that's interesting.
Distribute rewards through our existing platform. And finally, governance. We have already created new strategies for new farming opportunities that were brought to us as requests from our community, and we're going to continue to deliver investment strategies that have the highest demand.
So farming, a lot of us learned about farming in the up market. So a lot of people have a really salty feeling towards yield farming, but that's just something that you learn when you're learning something and you're using real money in this game. So this is just the psychology of crypto, and this is what is wrong with it. And I talk about this all the time. I talked about this with my wife the other day, and I said, people aren't really as interested in crypto as they were before because all of the hype and all of the pumping is not happening right now. And it is the opposite approach. For you to take advantage of those moments where things start flying through the roof, you would want to buy and purchase those assets when they're at their cheapest point. People were buying at the highest point that the token or the coin had been, and then yield farming. So then when the market slowed down and start to downturn, they were losing everything. What you actually want to do when it comes to yield farming is you want to accumulate tokens when they're at their cheapest point, when the platform or the project is brand new and the market's low and the tokens are a penny each. And then they move up and grow to these big pump numbers and you make all of this money. People were doing it the opposite way. They were investing high and then the market would go down and they were losing their value. They were losing their yields and they were really upset. That's not how you do it. And, people learn that, unfortunately, the hard way, but it was a good lesson. Those lessons are the best lessons. I never invested more than I could afford to lose. And I never sold anything. So, I sold things when I was in profit, but I didn't sell things when I was in the loss. So I still have my tokens. So when that day again comes, when the markets pump, I'm going to be here ready to roll. But in the meantime, now is the accumulation time. Now is when you want to buy the stuff. It's dirt cheap. It's the lowest prices they've been in years. This is when you want to accumulate those projects that you're interested in and then start to utilize these yield opportunities, these accelerators here. So let's hear what they have to say.
To do all of this, we're going to leverage our experienced team. While we're not publicly doxed at the moment, we are fully doxed to the Milkomeda team.
Okay.
Our core, in addition to having successfully founded a previous DeFi project together, have also worked as devs on DeFi 2.0 protocols across various EVMs.
Interesting.
We're very familiar with adding value to a new blockchain in its early days. And recently, we've also hired additional developers with senior level full stack.
So they're hiring people. They have experience in EVM historically. My question would be, are those platforms still up and running? Were they successful? Will they be willing to share that information so we can go and take a look at their early works and see how things panned out with them? And I'd also have a question about what made them want to jump and join Milkomeda. So I think we'll move forward.
Experience. As far as our plans for growth, the great news is that our product is already up and running. People know our system is easy to use, they know they're guaranteed the highest yield, and they also see that as new projects come, we create new opportunities for them. This last part is really key because our service allows users to invest in all of the protocols on Milkomeda. We can be the entry point. And finally, we're able to follow Milkomeda wherever they deploy. They already have the Algorand testnet up and running, and we're ready for any other EVM they deploy next. We're positioned to launch and get in early, get the early market share as Milkomeda executes on its grander vision. Thank you for your attention and taking the time to learn about Lemuria Finance.
Nice. They had a little presentation. They got their Gmail and stuff up there. That's cool.
If you have any questions,
questions,
please feel free to get in touch with the email below.
No, I want to talk with them directly. I like chat.
Perfect. Well, we thanks John, and we invite Nick now, please, to open your camera and say hi to everyone. Nick from Lemuria.
Yeah, hello.
Whoa,
and
Nick.
Nico, of course.
Okay.
Q&A. Let's see what the community wants to ask.
So we got a face now.
Okay. So the first question that we have is,
nice.
What type of DeFi projects you believe are the most promising?
There's a lot of different answers for that. This first kind of answer, I would say the most promising DeFi project is one that gives value to the users. Not interested, like we, as a general rule, whenever we make a vault or strategy for another project, we look over the code and we make sure that there's nothing shady going.
I feel like when they add, it's kind of hard, right? So when they add a vault for a project, it is kind of an endorsement. So it might be, I don't feel like they're just going to add projects just to add them. They're going to look at the code, they're going to look at the utility, and is there an advantage to the customers? That's an endorsement, in my opinion.
Going or if we think the tokenomics on the project just don't fit the bill, then we're not going to make a strategy for it. So for me, I'd say the first thing is a promising DeFi project brings value to its users, brings value to its token holders. The token isn't just about something that has like high APR that changes every hour, but something with real use. For example, one of the other panelists here, Bruno and the Jet Alliance, that sounds fascinating. I think that's a very promising DeFi project. Maybe it's not exactly DeFi, it's more stablecoin, but it's still a fascinating project.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's super interesting that same startups that are part of the program can connect and even collaborate. Because, for example, I don't know, something like really cool is that even by creating a DAO, a group of people can use Lemuria to maybe give a liquidity to a specific liquidity pool that's in a specific DEX, and one of that pairs is going to be from the Jet Alliance. So it's super interesting that DeFi has this amazing thing that can compose like different primitives and protocol to create something even bigger, and that's one of the things that are like, it's really cool. Okay, so enough about what do I think. So I'm going to continue with the questions. So the next question that we have: what DeFi projects have you already integrated from the Milkomeda ecosystem?
Yeah, so we started with MusuSwap and MilkySwap. So those are both DEX
MilkySwap.
AMMs.
Big Milky Swap fan here.
Currently, we just finished launching boosted strategies for MilkySwap's. MilkySwap has like a very
they're boosted
kind
stuff.
of VE boost token system for its
It's based on Curve, like Curve DAO, but a little bit different.
liquidity providers. So we took time to look it over and deploy it correctly. And next, we're going to move on to Blueshift, which has its kind of code base. There's a lot of differences with it, but it would be technically like a fork of Balancer. So we'll have those strategies out maybe next week. I'm going to do a little more testing on it. And really, we're ready to deploy anything that comes to Milkomeda. You know, as was said before, like if there's a reward system, we could technically make a automated strategy for it. And you know, just for me, like that's just it's very fun just to kind of get into the code, learn about other projects, and see what's going on behind the scenes under the hood, and try to make it an automated system for people to, you know, make more money with. This is like that's one of the coolest things about crypto.
Yeah, exactly. And what else do we have? So for the next question we have, is there any idea of like a DAO to govern Lemuria in the future? What are your thoughts, and maybe how it could look like?
So can you say that again?
Yeah, so if there is an idea to have a DAO for the governance of Lemuria, and maybe how it could look like, or your thoughts about it.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I mean, XDAO just gave an excellent presentation on some of the ease of use of creating a DAO. So you know, from my perspective, I thought there was a lot of maybe first questions and processes to get through, but I think I may have been sold here on that the presentation by XDAO, but. In any sense of governance, like you know, Jet Alliance mentioned this too. Like it's about, there's a decentralized aspect to all this, and again, that's what makes crypto. That's what makes this fun. So if we move forward with a token system, then there will be using some sort of governance. But we already kind of have a decentralized model in the sense that our users were asking us, hey, where's the vault for Bitcoin, Ethereum?
Yeah, we were doing that in the Discord. We were literally like, hey, like you should do this project or you should do that project, and they were doing it. That's decentralization. They do what the people ask. You know, they were just doing it, man. So big shout out to them.
On DcSpark. We're here to listen. We're here to make a protocol for people to use. Decentralized governance is going to be a key part of that. And definitely, maybe I need to have a talk with XDAO.
That would be like super interesting. And the guys from XDAO are like doing thumbs up. So I don't see any other questions. So I think, Caro, we are like good to move to our next startup, right?
Interesting. No comments, but there's not a lot of interest because a lot of people just don't really know, about Milkomeda or understand like what it has to offer, honestly.
And now we have,
which is unfortunate, but I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to use them. I'm going to do videos on it just to show the power of EVM. As much as people love Cardano, I feel like a lot of it is just like fanboyism that we really need to just get away from, because EVM has a lot to offer. Clearly, it's the first smart contract blockchain. They have a 2-year head start on Cardano native smart contracts. And even as Cardano smart contracts develop, so are Ethereum smart contracts. So being able to use both on a single blockchain has so much upside. So being this kind of like, I don't know, a Cardano nationalist does not benefit the space. It just doesn't. I appreciate the love that people have for Cardano, but this like loyalty to, crypto is just kind of silly. It's almost like gangs. It's like a gang mentality. It's just silly. Use what works, use what gives you the best financial opportunities. And Milkomeda is that an EVM sidechain on Cardano is something that will benefit the entire world. I want settlement. I want Ethereum contracts with Cardano settlement. That's what I want. I want low fees, and the fees on this sidechain are just amazingly low. So, and you also get to learn about EVM, which it typically don't get exposure to, especially in the high markets, because of the fees are so ridiculous. So there it is. That's my my pitch for Cardano sidechains that are EVM compatible. Milkomeda being the one that is kind of the first mover. So hopefully more and more projects build on it, and I'll bring you more content on this world and how to actually use your tokens and your coins to benefit you, to actually use crypto instead of just holding on to assets and hoping that they appreciate over time. So thank you for checking out the video. Let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Make sure you like, share, and follow, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.